Now, coming to optic nerve glioma, optic nerve glioma is the most common primary tumor of the optic nerve. It is basically seen in children and it may accompany neurofibromatosis 1, and it is usually low grade in children, which is pilocytic type, but however, it is aggressive in the adults, and bilateral disease is usually pathognomonic for NF1. It will be seen as a fusiform or tubular enlargement of the optic nerve with kinking of the optic nerve sheath. And the important is that here we sometimes we also see this perineural arachnoidal gliomatosis, which is actually hyperintensity. So basically, a centrally hypointense area with surrounding T2 hyperintensity corresponding to perineural arachnoidal gliomatosis, and this can enhance on gadolinium administration. And the important thing is the nerve is not seen separate from the tumor, distinguishing it from meningioma. Now, again, here we have the another case of optic nerve glioma, where we have tubular and fusiform enlargement of the optic nerve on the right side, and here it is extending also in the intracanalicular and prechiasmatic segment. As compared to this case, here we have bilateral involvement of optic nerve with kinking and tortuosity of the nerve. The optic chiasm is involved, and also there are multiple these tiny T2 hyperintense foci involving the hypothalamus and bilateral globi pallidi. So these are classically seen in NF1 patients, and these are FASI or foci of altered signal intensity. So bilateral optic nerve gliomas are classic for neurofibromatosis type 1. Now, coming to next case, which is a 6-year-old male who comes with proptosis since 3 months, and we see a well-defined T2 hyperintense lesion around the optic nerve sheath. The optic nerve is seen separately. The entire lesion shows homogeneous post-contrast enhancement, and this is a classic case of optic sheath meningioma. Usually, these are slow-growing tumors arising from meningoepithelial cells of the optic nerve sheath, seen in middle-aged women. However, in children with NF2, they are associated. Now, the meningiomas can be primary or can be secondary. Primary if they arise from the dura of the intraorbital or the intracanalicular segment, and secondary when they extend from the brain into the orbit. So, tram track appearance is the classic imaging sign which you should remember. They can show restricted diffusion because of hypercellularity and may be associated with calcification. Now, the mimic is bilateral optic neuritis. So now this case, who the child comes with the blurring of vision in both the eyes, and here we see hyperintense signal in both the optic nerves with some atrophy on the left side, and here there is homogeneous enhancement of the right optic nerve, which is also slightly thickened. However, it is not fusiform or tubular thickening which we saw in the glioma, optic nerve glioma, and here we have the perineural enhancement. So these also the brain showed multiple subcortical as well as deep white matter lesion, and this child was actually NMO antibody positive in CSF. So this is a case of demyelination and optic neuritis. Now, differential diagnosis for tram tract sign is leukemia, lymphoma, inflammatory pseudotumor or metastasis, and also demyelination as we saw in previous case. Also in this case, which is in this the child was positive for anti-MOG antibodies. So demyelination can give rise to perineuritis and which can result in tram tract sign.